Hey guys, Melinda here. One of the things that have been on my mind for the past few days constantly is Linkin Park. They just released their 7th studio album, and so today I thought I would do a album review type video thing with you guys. So let me preface this by saying that I am not a professional music critic whatsoever. These are just purely my opinions, just giving you an idea of what I think of the band considering they are my favorite band, and I will forever have them tattooed on my body. And I was very excited for this video that I decided to wear a Linkin Park t-shirt. So yes, today I am going to be doing a review of their new album on each of the songs that come on the album so you guys can get a feel for each of the songs and my opinions on them. And again, I'm not a professional whatsoever, so if you disagree with something that I say, then you have a right to disagree with that, and I don't care because these are my thoughts, my opinions, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. So let's get this rolling. Alright, so just a few things I wanted to say before we jump right into this is that one of the reasons why I was inspired to do this video is because I saw them live last Friday, the day of their album release, on May 19th here in Las Vegas, because they had an album release party, and I was like, yeah, no, I have to go. I have to go. So I saw them live. That's another reason why they've been on my mind so much lately, not just because of their album, but because I was fangirling so hard that night, and they made me so happy. So yeah, if you guys want to check out that vlog, I'll have it linked down in the description down below and a card up here so you can go check that out if you want to see what they were like live. Going back to the album, the one thing that I wanted to say definitely about this album that anybody could know, just based on the songs that they released before their album, that this album sounds nothing like their other stuff. This is very mellow and chilled out, and you can like vibe with it. I know they're getting a lot of hate for that because they're like, oh my god, it sounds nothing like them. The one thing that I absolutely loved was that Chester Bennington, the lead singer, came out with an interview about it, about all the hate that they were getting based on the album, and he said the best thing, and he's like, the fans need to move the fuck on. They are growing as musicians, and as fans, we need to grow with them, and that is why I have so much respect for them. Yes, it sounds nothing like Hybrid Theory, Meteora, Minutes to Midnight, Living Things, Thousand Suns, or The Hunting Party, and this one is completely new and different, and that's what makes it unique, and it shows how far Linkin Park is advancing considering it took them about 2 years to work on this album. Finally getting into the album, I've listened to each of the songs multiple times. Usually what happens when a new album is released, I always just initially listen to it twice. The first one is just to get an idea of what each of the songs sound like, get a vibe for it. The second time I listen to all of the songs, but I like break them down and I look at the lyrics and the meanings to the songs, and I just like really absorb it. The first time that I listened to it, I was like, this album is terrible because it sounded nothing like them. But when I listened to it the second time through and I started listening to what they were talking about, I fell in love. So let's go more into detail about that with each of their songs.
You tell me it's alright, tell me I'm forgiven tonight, but nobody can save me now.
Alright, so the first song we have is Nobody Can Save Me. It is the first song on their album. If you didn't listen to any of the singles that they released up until they released the entire album, then this song gives you a pretty good indication of what the album is going to sound like. It's just kind of like chill and mellow. You can just chill and listen to the music and really absorb it. That was like the initial first thought that I had when I listened to this song. This song is really nice because it has a good message to it, where it starts out like kind of sad and not good, because it's the way that I interpreted was that someone is saying that nobody can save them from like themselves, from other stuff happening around them, but at the end it changes to I can save myself, only I can do this. It kind of gives like a really good message that you can do anything you set your mind to. I think that is a good way to start the album because it's not sad and it just has a good meaning to it, and we need that in music nowadays. I think that's a really powerful message, and I think it was a great starter to the album.
So say goodbye and hit the road, pack it up and disappear. You better have some place to go, 'cause you can't come back around here. Goodbye.
This song was one of the songs that was released before the album. Anybody had a chance to listen to it and get an idea for it before the album even came out, and I think this is one of the better songs off of this album just because it kind of does play into their older sounds. I feel like it could kind of fit in with the like the Leave Out All the Rest or Shadow of the Day, like their slower songs off of their other albums. I feel like this song could be similar to those ones, so this one still kind of has like classic Linkin Park sound to it, but still keeping it new because they brought in two rappers, Pusha T and Stormzy. If I say those wrong, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with those people, but I feel like bringing in those two rappers for this song really made the song that much more. Now this is going back to me seeing them live a couple days ago. They performed the song, obviously they had to take out the verses that those two rappers rapped in. So instead, Mike, who does the first verse, did a second one that I've never heard before. Like, it was like a new version of the song, but it was still good. I will admit though that it did take me a few times to like this song. The more that I kept listening to it, the more I started to like it and realize that the rappers really make the song that much better. So that's what I really liked about this song, was the fact that they brought in that dynamic.
You turn into someone else. You keep running like the sky is falling. I can whisper, I can yell, but I know, yeah, I know, yeah, I know, I'm just talking to myself.
Talking to Myself is probably hands down my favorite song off of this album. This one really stood out to me. Whenever I listen to an album, there's always that one song that just grabs my attention and I just want to listen to it a million times in a row until I know the lyrics, until I know the meaning, until I feel like it is a part of me, and this was that song. One of the other reasons why I really like this song is that when I sat down and I listened to it and I broke down the message of it, I feel like this really applies to me and some past situations that I've had in my life. You're having a relationship with someone, whether it's like a boyfriend or girlfriend or a friend or anybody, you just have a relationship with somebody and it's just not going well. You're fighting a lot and it's getting to the point where no one is being heard in this conversation, in this fight, in this relationship. You're just talking to a brick wall and you're not getting anywhere in your life, so you're essentially talking to yourself. I think that's one of the reasons why I personally really love this song, is because I hardcore relate to it.
I hear my battle symphony, all the world in front of me. If my armor breaks, I'll fuse it back together.
Battle Symphony was another song that Linkin Park released before their album. This was very similar to Good Goodbye because when I first listened to it, at first I hated it because I was like, this is nothing like Linkin Park. I don't like how this sounds. I really am very skeptical about the album now if this is what it was all going to sound like. But once I listened to it a few times, I was like, wow, this is actually a really powerful song, and I don't know why I ever hated it. It has a very uplifting sound to it, even though it doesn't really have the best message. The way that I interpreted this song is that you're saying that it felt like the person that it's talking about is like giving up and they're trying to hold on to any last bit of their life that they have, where it's like a friend, a family member, a job, whatever it is, they're basically just feeling like really down on themselves and they're just trying to hold on to anything that will keep them there. I personally believe that you can fight through the battles, and that's why it's Battle Symphony. You have these hard times in your life, but the way to get through them is to battle them. I feel like that's why this song has like an uplifting vibe to it, because it's meant to uplift you and make you feel like you can do anything. You can get through whatever you're going through in your life, and you just don't need to feel bad about it anymore.
If I could not break your fall, I'll pick you up right off the ground. If you felt invisible, I won't let you feel that now.
Invisible. I have a few thoughts about this song. This was the last song that they released right before their album. I want to say it was like a week before they released it. I really did not like this song when they released it. I didn't like how it sounded. I thought it sounded too slow. With everything in me, I did not want to give this song a chance. When I went into their concert last week, they played this song and my first initial thought was like, oh great, I have to stand here through this song. But when they played it live, my whole outlook changed on it. This is a really, really beautiful song. Of all the songs that I've talked about and the first 4 off of their album have been about like internal needs. This is the first song that is external. It's about wanting to help somebody else that is going through a really tough time. And I really like that. You need to be there for people. You need to be supportive of them. And when you do that, you are going to make their lives better. This song just makes me really happy because it has that message to it. They went from internal to external, which is, both of those are very, very important. Having to be with the people around you and in your life.
I'm holding on. Why is everything so heavy? Holding on to so much more than I can carry.
The song that we all know and love. And by love, I mean everybody is giving so much hate to this song right now. I am not one of those people. Heavy was the first single released off of the album. Unlike the other songs that Linkin Park released before the album, I instantly fell in love with this song, and I even did a YouTube video to it because of the message that was in this song. I felt like it was really true about me at that time, and it really hurt me when everyone said that they hated the song because it wasn't like their old stuff. They're like 40-something-year-old guys now. Like, they're not going to be singing about teen angst drama crap anymore. They're going to be singing about what's actually important in life, like our internal struggles and why we feel like the world is coming down on us and how we can survive that and how we can help others. I think the music video does a really good job at explaining what this song is about. It's about, obviously, we're facing our inner demons and we're struggling, we're fighting against ourselves, but in the end, we're not alone because others are feeling the exact same way we are. Mike Shinoda said a really important thing about the song, and that's, it's not sad, it's uplifting. I feel all of the songs so far that I've talked about and that we've listened to comes across as sad, but they all are really uplifting because they all have a really important meaning to it.
And I'll be sorry for now that I couldn't be around. Sometimes things refuse to go the way we planned.
Sorry for Now is one of the truest songs I have ever listened to. The way that I interpreted this song is that sometimes we are put in very difficult situations that can cause people to be mad at us, but we know it's the right decision in the end. Sometimes we have to make those difficult decisions, and we know that some people could be mad at us. No matter what it is, what is happening, sometimes people will just be mad by what you do, and the only thing you can do is be sorry for now, but know that in the long run, I was doing this to protect you, to benefit you, to help you. That's why this song is really good, because I've been put in this situation before. I don't know if you guys have been, but if you have, then you know how this feels, and that's why this is a good song and why it's so relatable.
I scream at myself when there's nobody else to fight. I don't lose, I don't win. If I'm wrong, then I'm halfway right.
The next song, Halfway Right, I will be 100% honest with you guys, I don't like this song. I think it's too slow for me, and it always happens no matter what album I'm listening to. There's always like 1 or 2 songs that I just do not like because it is too slow for me. I feel if I were to listen to it a couple more times, I will, but at the moment I don't like it. I think that this song is very true, and it just makes you think, and it has a really relatable meaning to it. If I don't have someone else to blame, I don't want to blame myself, obviously. So I will say that I'm partially wrong, but I'm also partially right. As humans, we tend to want to blame others because we don't want to think that we're the ones at fault. So that's why the song has a good message, because it makes you think and question things that you do, and I absolutely like that.
Who cares if one more light goes out in the sky of a million stars? It flickers, flickers.
The hardest song on the album to listen to is the one that is named after One More Light. When I saw that there was a song on the album that is the same title as the album, usually that means that this is the song that they feel represents the entirety of the album. At first, I hated the song because I thought it was just like Halfway Right, where it was just too slow sounding and I just was not feeling it. But this was kind of similar to Invisible, where they performed this live, and Chester did a tribute to Chris Cornell, who recently died. I cried because it was just so sad. Like, the audience was so quiet during that song, and people had their flashlights up to like show respect, and we were just there collectively as a group listening to this song, and each of us had different thoughts running through us. It made me want to go listen to the song again and break it down and figure out exactly what the message is in this song. The way that I interpreted it was that it's about someone who's dying or dead. It's kind of asking like, well, who cares? It's just another person. Like, we don't know them. In the end, we should all care, because that's another human life that's gone. One day it could be someone that you know, and I've had that happen before. That's what makes this song so beautiful. And we really should care when a life is lost, because lives are so precious and they're gone like that. We should really cherish the people around us right now. That makes me happy, because it makes me want to be closer to the ones that I love. I think that Linkin Park did a really good decision on titling the album after this song. It sums up the album perfectly. It's just beautiful. It's a really beautiful song, and I highly recommend that you go listen to at least this song off of the album.
Sharp edges have consequences. I guess that I had to find out for myself. Sharp edges have consequences now. Every scar is a story I can tell.
We are finally down to our last song, Sharp Edges. I really like this song as well. I think Sharp Edges is a valuable life lesson. It's talking about we need to learn from our mistakes. Stuff happens. Instead of making the same mistake in the future, it's important to deal with the consequences that come with it, the repercussions, and move on from it and learn from it. And that's what this song is kind of about. It just made me think that we as people, we need to be more careful with what we do and what we say to others. But so that's one of the reasons why I like this song, and I think it is a perfect ending to the album. Alright, so I'll just do a quick conclusion, because I know I kind of rambled about each song for a long while. Each song on here is important and amazing. This makes me believe that this is the best album that Linkin Park has ever released, and it is hands down now my favorite album by them. There are a lot of important and powerful messages and meanings to each of the songs. It's not just talking about pointless stuff that happens in life, but rather internal and external conflicts that we face on a day-to-day basis. And they perfectly captured that within 3-4 minutes of each song, and they collectively put it together in this album that is just phenomenal and amazing and incredible. So that is Linkin Park's 7th album, One More Light album review. I'm in love with this album, and that's why I wanted to make this video, because it's been on my mind so much lately. I guess that's it for today's video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. It would absolutely mean the world to me. And hit that subscribe button if you're not already and you want to see more content. I'm going to be posting every single day for the 100 video challenge, and I believe this is day 11. So with that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow in the next video. Live life, always laugh, and enjoy the journey. Bye.